Hey everyone, Patrick here with Rap4. Now today I'm going to talk to you about mounting your optics. We have a lot of different rails and mounts and risers for you. I'm going to explain the differences so you can pick the one that's right for you. The first kind I'm going to talk about, mount to an M4 carry handle. And I'm going to use this Operation Endwar MKV rental package to show you. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is the simple base mount. Now this attaches with one hand-tied nut there, and it gives you a Picatinny rail on the top of your carry handle. Now here I've mounted a microsight to it so you can see what it would look like. It also has a track down the middle so you can still use your peep sight. So if you have some kind of optic up here that's magnified, like an ACOG or a scope or something, you could use that for long range shots. And when it became a CQB situation or something that you needed something not magnified, you drop down here to your peep sights and use them like normal. Now this is a tri-rail mount. Now this mounts the exact same way with this hand tightened nut down here. This is exactly like the last one, except it has 3 rails. One on the top and one on each side. Now they're removable with an Allen key wrench, but if you want them there to mount something to the side, you'll be able to do that. A lot of people like that if you have a hopper. They want to mount their optic to the left-hand side to get out of the way. It's a really effective method to do that. You could also have an optic on the side, let's say like this microsight, and a scope on the top. That way you have a magnified and a reflex sight and use them interchangeably depending on the situation. Now this one also has a track down the middle so it doesn't obstruct using your iron sights. Okay, this is the modular tri-rail mount. Now this is very similar except we cut the bulk down a bit. The rails on the sides are 1/3 the length and they can be moved in 3 different positions on each side. It really helps cut down the weight, especially if you just have something small like this microsight you want to mount to the side and you only need 1 Picatinny slot. Now the most elaborate out of all of these is the bi-level rail. Now this has 2 Picatinny rails, one up top, one down low. It also has the modular capability of the last one. It has 2 small Picatinny rails that can be mounted either forward or backward on the sides if you wanted to put a laser or a sight on the side. Now this one also has a track down the middle so that you can use your iron sights, or in this setup you can co-witness. So if you were to look down here, the red dot of this micro sight would line up with the rear sight and the front sight post. Now moving on to the rail mounted risers, this is a 20mm look-through. Now this is operated with 2 cams instead of a screw. So this can actually slide up and down anywhere you want on the top of the marker. Tightens down. This one has a track down the middle in case you had some short iron sights you wanted to use. It's really good if you are just trying to get your sight just a little bit higher because that mask is keeping you from getting a good cheek weld. You want to bring that sight up to your eye where you can use it more effectively. This is a tri-rail tactical mount. Now this one is a lot like the 20mm look-through, except it has mounting capabilities on the side. So you get these 2 short Picatinny rails, and it mounts straight to the top of your flat top receiver with 2 Allen screws. Now this is the tri-mount riser. This is just like the last one except it has 2 full Picatinny rails on each side in case you wanted to mount a full-size optic or a laser or something, and it still has a track down the middle. Now it's a little bit more bulky than the last one, but it's all made out of aluminum so you wouldn't really notice the weight. So if you're looking for more coverage and more rails to use, this is the one for you. So moving on to the more extreme risers, this one is the see-through. So this one's going to bring that sight up high enough that you can still look down at while you're wearing a mask. Now this is the highest riser that we have to offer. This is the M4 tactical mount. So if you really need to bring that sight up to your eye, if you got a big bulky mask, if you have something going on with your butt stock, if you need that height, this is the one for you. Now this is the tallest singular one. You can have combinations of the others to get even taller. However, this is the single package. It's very lightweight, has these cutouts here. Also has a track down the middle if you want to use your iron sights. Moving on into offset mounts, we have the True View offset mount here. Now this is used with hoppers to give you a clear sight picture down the side. So instead of having half of your sight picture obstructed by the hopper or not being able to fit your optic on there at all because it's in the way, get yourself a True View offset mount. You can mount anything, huge scope, ACOG, microsight, whatever, to the side like this, give you a nice clear sight picture. Also, these offset mounts help because it's tough to get a good cheek weld with a mask on, but this one you can put your face to the side of the marker and still have all the benefits of what this is, a reflex sight. Give you quick target acquisition, let you know where your paintballs are going to be going, a lot better than trying to guess by looking down the barrel. So here we have the dual universal offset mount. Now this is going to mount to anything with a Picatinny rail. It gives you another riser on the top and an offset mount to the side in case you wanted to put your optic on the side like that. to get out from behind that hopper. Now here I have an offset body rail for a Tippmann A5 or a Takamo MK5. Now this mounts to the Weaver rail on the top, the Heckler & Koch style, and it gives you a Picatinny rail on the side. So if you got a big hopper over here, it's going to give you the ability to mount that sight to the side so it's not in your way. Alright, so this is the Rap4 dovetail rail mount. Now this is going to mount to the top of your Tippmann A5 or your Takamo MK5, or if you have a real MP5 at home or an airsoft version. The top rail on these, the Heckler & Koch dovetail, this is going to turn that into a Picatinny rail so that you can mount any kind of optics, lasers, anything you want to it. So this is our 20mm rail with mounting screws. Now this mounts to a standard M4 plastic handguard like on this MKV. Now you can mount it to the top one and put an optic on it, or you can mount it to the bottom and put a grenade launcher or a grip or something like that. Now it comes with 2 screws and it mounts through the holes that are already in the plastic handguard. For those of you serious about running multiple optics, this is the Sidewinder 2 scope mount with rail. Now this is going to give you the ability to have a standard magnified scope down low and then mount a second optic to the top, whether that's a reflex sight or a laser or anything. Now I wouldn't recommend this if you're expecting to jar it or fall on it, but if you're looking to be a sniper 1 minute and CQB the next, this is the mount for you. Thanks for watching everybody, we'll see you out there.